What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zenith, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new advanced Warden guide. Now, before I get started, if you don't agree with everything I say in this video, that's okay. That's not my intentions with this video. My intentions is for you to take your own personal tips that will help you out in your total playstyle. So if you don't agree with some of these things, I get it. You don't have to throw a whole bunch of hate comments. Just take what you want from this video, and if you completely like my playstyle, you can play just like me if you want to. With that being said, let's get started with the video. So as the description says for the Warden is a very straightforward character. Now, so the reason why I really agree with that is because Warden's playstyle is definitely straightforward. So we're going to start with the beginning, and we're going to say we're starting the match, right? And you're going to be looking for an opener. What I normally do for an opener, I like to play mind games, and I like to think about what the other opponent's thinking about. So the reason why I do this is because I do this to figure out what type of player they are. So if every time you feint a shoulder charge, they dodge, that's a good sign. That means they're really gullible. Okay, so what I like to do is when I feint the shoulder charge a lot, if they start to dodge a lot, every time I do it, if they dodge, that means they're really gullible. So after that, when I charge it up, I go right into the Valiant Breakthrough. Because when they dodge, they don't have time most of the time. If they're not playing like a Shinobi or an assassin character, usually this doesn't work with assassin's character, so keep that in mind. So if you're fighting anybody else except an assassin, they don't have time to dodge again. So when they dodge, cancel, go right into the Valiant Breakthrough. And that's because that little delay of time, that little cooldown they have to dodge, and most of the time you'll get that free damage. Now, this doesn't work every time, but most of the time it works, and sometimes it feels like it's going to go through slow, so when I dodge and go into it, it seems like it's slow, but it's just quick enough to get them before they can dodge again, and I really like that. So next, after I get through with the opener, I usually, try to play mind games again. I'll try to get a quick light attack, go back into the shoulder bash. I use the shoulder bash for everything. And I'm not going to explain how to do the shoulder bash and all this stuff because, like I said, this is an advanced Warden guide, so this is for the people that's already been advanced. If you guys want a more basic Warden guide, I will make one, but this is for the advanced people. So I like to use the shoulder bash a lot. And yes, I know it drains stamina. Some people may not like that, but I like to use it a lot. Usually I do the shoulder bash right after a light attack, and if they keep dodging, I'm going to keep making them do it, and I'm going to keep trying to guard break them every time. But if they don't dodge, then what I'll do is I'll use the long shoulder bash, the charged up shoulder bash. So I like to do this, cancel, guard break. Some people fall for it, some people don't. I get people most of the time though, unless if I know like they're really good, if they really had a lot of experience, they may not fall for it. But it happens. It really does. So, and honestly, if you shoulder bash, and if you keep doing it, they're eventually going to think you're going to feint it. So I like to light attack, shoulder bash, and back off. They're going to keep thinking they're going to get shoulder bash, and that's a good thing. You want to train them to think that. Then when you go through the second time, cancel it, guard break. And they will just be discombobulated because you knew that they're going to be that they were trained to dodge because they've been hit so many times. Like I hit the Warden 3 times already. He's gonna think I'm gonna try to do that again. So you're gonna want him to guard break this time. Play the mind games, train him into thinking that you're gonna do it again. You want to like trick him. Think of the other person mentally. Like that's what you have to do to be successful at this game. You have to think about the other person's moves, what they're gonna do, and that will help you out a lot. That's when I really realized that I can beat a lot of people because I think about how they're thinking. I know I'm getting deep, but it's really that deep if you want to beat most people you come across. The next tip for me is I like to utilize the zone a lot. The zone is not the quickest. It is quick, but it's not the quickest out of other characters. I don't know. There may be some zones a lot quicker than this one, but I'm not sure. I just feel like it's parryable at some aspects, but if you do it at the right time, it's not. So this is mainly for when the opponent's already low. You're gonna want to cancel right there, cancel, and then zone. It's gonna take most of your stamina, but if you want to almost guarantee the the kill, you want to try doing that because it works a lot for me. Another thing I like doing is I like to light attack, overhead, cancel, light attack again. Now you can do one of the two things. You can make him miss and you hit him with a light attack, or you can make him swing and hit him with a crushing counter. You can't really lose in that situation, and that's why I like doing that so much. Because unless he has like hyper armor and he gets it off quick enough to where he can hit you, I can understand that. But you don't want to do that. But you should keep in mind of what character you're playing against. So in another Warden's case, this actually works a lot against other Wardens. You can light, heavy, cancel, and go back into the light because you will always come out on top. You can either get a crushing counter is what you really want, or you can get a light attack, which it's not that bad. It's still some damage. Every little bit of damage counts. Sometimes if I'm feeling really risky, really ballsy, I will go with the Valiant Breakthrough in certain points of the game, especially if I haven't done it the whole game. And I like for people to underestimate the distance of the attack. So I know this bot's probably going to follow me, but if I had a greater distance and you want to find that distance to where it kind of looks like it won't reach, but it will, and it's hard to do that and recognize that, but in some cases if you do, you can get a lot of damage in. So recognize the distance between you and your opponent and make it to where your opponent thinks that it won't reach, but you know it reaches. So it's kind of confusing, but that's all. If you do that, that's all you got to do. So like if you're thinking it might reach, but then again it might not, then you're going to want to go for it. And your opponent's going to be thinking that same way. And when you actually hit them with that, it's going to shock them. And as soon as you hit them with that Valiant Breakthrough, land it, and you got a whole bunch of opportunities to hit them with something else. So Valiant Breakthrough. Well, let's try that again. He died on me. Okay, so Valiant Breakthrough, and then cancel, go back into the light attack, chain that together. Now, that's what I like to do. I like to chain every moveset I got together. So my playstyle is chaining as many combos as I can. So, and that's probably what you do, but it depends on what combos you do. It will determine how good you are actually in the game. So you got to have a lot of knowledge of what you're doing. So my thing is, if I'm feeling risky, I go to the Valiant Breakthrough, cancel, overhead, and come out on top on like that. Or I like to get some distance and go with the unlocked heavy, and then go into a zone. Just match up any kind of moves you want, and I'm telling you, if you match it up like that, it will help out a lot. No, most people get nervous when Warden's swinging the sword in there because you can go for a zone, you can go for another light attack, or something that I really like doing. This is my number one tip I like doing, and some people hate it, but I do it. And like I say, do what you can to win. And I'm not saying be toxic. Don't be toxic, but do what you have to do to win. And like I said, don't be toxic. Don't ledge everybody you see. I mean, if you want to play like that, if you want to be like that, but I'm just going to say you're going to get some hate for that. But I like to somewhat be honorable when I'm doing duels, so I like to, not ledge people and stuff. But this is my number one tip. I like to hit them with a light attack, hit them like that, and you want to keep in mind where you think their analog stick is. So wherever you think they're holding their thumb on the analog stick, do the opposite. So like light, zone. I know that bot's got his guard that way, but most of the time they're gonna go overhead. They don't know if you're gonna go through with the overhead or not, but they're gonna have their thumb on the analog stick in that position, and then that's where you're gonna want to hit them with a zone or hit them with a light attack. What I like to do is I like to go into the overhead, cancel zone, and maybe go to the left side, because they're going to be forgetting about that left side. They're going to be thinking about up and to the right, because you've been having a lot of conflict in that area. So up to the right, then I just come out of nowhere and hit him with a left attack. He's completely forgot about the left attack, so I'm going to get that damage in. I know this guide is kind of weird because I'm talking about these mental games, but this is what really helps me to play. Like when I think this way, and I know it's putting a lot of thought into the gameplay, but I like to do whatever I can to win the most games. So this is what I think of, and this is what helps me out a lot. Another way I like to use the Valiant Breakthrough is I like to use it when I'm really close to them. So like say I do this and go into it like that, because they're not going to expect you to do that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but in certain situations you can kind of feel when it's going to work. So let's go ahead and kill him off, because I need to demonstrate on him. So up close, valiant, breakthrough, cancel, hit him with a light, and something, I know that was a heavy, but I meant to do a light. Something that my friend Conrock Productions taught me is that the delayed heavy for the Warden actually works. So heavy, and usually I like to do it to the right side or the left side. The reason why, because he spins it around and people don't expect it. So heavy. The delayed heavy actually works in some cases, so keep in mind, especially if the attacker is really aggressive. You want to hit him with a heavy and another heavy. Make sure he spins around, because I feel like that makes him get thrown off a lot more than normal. And I usually do this when they're, you know, thrown against the wall like that, or anytime they're incapacitated and you can actually get a free hit in. I would try to do the delayed heavy. But if you get parried, or if it goes bad and you get parried the first time, don't do it again, because he'll just keep doing it. It become predictable. But if you get that free one in on that one player, you can do it later in the match and he'll forget about it, because he's just not wired to think that way. But the next thing, and the last thing that I like to do with the Warden, and this is maybe called cheap. You can call it cheap if you want to. Sometimes it may work, it may not, depending on what the opponent's settings are. But if they have their effects on, which most of the times they do, you can actually throw them off with an emote, and this actually works better with other characters. But you still can do it with the Warden. So I like to point zone, and if they're low, so it may work out for you, and you can get that final damage you need to kill them. So, or anything, like, you see how quick that is? That would definitely throw somebody off. Like, I definitely use that a lot, and it actually works. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Warden guide. Let me know if you want to see a guide on a different character. I've been playing everybody lately, so let me know. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great New Year's. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you really enjoyed the video, maybe even try subscribing. My name is Zenith, and like always, I'll see you guys